charge. You're in charge of this thing called the United States government/budget, and it gives you political and fiscal authority to do, quote unquote, the right thing.
Yeah.
Would you mark to market balance sheets today and create the economic downside that would follow? Or would you put in place or attempt to put in place some kind of economic policies to get you to a better place down some theoretical road?
I mean, how do you solve a problem where you're spending 10% of, you're running a 10% fiscal deficit? You're not going to get growth in the absence of private sector credit demand. So the government's idea right now is we're going to export our way out of this. And when I asked a senior member of the Obama administration last week, how are we going to grow exports if we won't allow nominal wage deflation? And he says, we're just going to kill the dollar. And I said, okay, more you mean. So that's the only answer. And
that's a dead answer.
It's a dead answer, but that's where we're headed.
This is RPU back again with another video from my SYSBM brothers. And today I want to talk to my brothers about precious metals. I know that, I really like XRP. I really believe that XRP is going to be the global standard. And, it's being backed by all the financial institutions and all that. Yeah, I agree with that. But I also believe that it's important that you diversify and acquire some precious metals, because even though I don't believe that XRP will go to zero, I still have this silver as my insurance policy. And the main reason I wanted to make this video is because of Joe Biden is planning to pass a $6 trillion stimulus bill. And that's going to cause the dollar to basically go to zero. And when I was thinking about this, I had the clip that I had shown in the beginning of this video had popped up in my head about how this guy had asked a member of the senior Obama administration about what they were going to do about all this debt with no growth. And they said they were just going to kill the dollar. And when you think about that and you connect the dots to what Joe Biden is doing, I came to the realization that Joe Biden is Obama's third term, and he's going to finish what Obama had planned, which was to destroy the dollar. And that's the only way it makes sense. You're printing all this money knowing that you're going to dilute the purchasing power of everyone's money. And, did people not learn from history? I just don't understand it. And the crazy part is that Joe Biden is like, he was at the conferences of the World Economic Forum. And he was there front and center, in the front row, listening to Klaus Schwab talk, right? And in Klaus Schwab's book, COVID-19, The Great Reset, he talks about how if the United States does not stop its reckless spending, that either they're going to have to cut back on their spending or lose reserve currency status in the world, or both. Now, why would Joe Biden print all this money knowing what Klaus Schwab has said, in his book and what he said in his speeches? Why would he do that? Unless it was part of the plan. The plan must be to destroy the US dollar, to usher in the new financial system of CBDCs. They're going to destroy the dollar in its current form. And so you need to get out of all your savings out of the dollar, whether that's in crypto or in silver. But I'm not giving out financial advice, but currently my portfolio is about like 90% crypto, 10% silver. I need to acquire more silver. I have about, I have 20 of these. Nice little ounce right there, ounce bar from Golden State Mint. Shout out to Golden State Mint, man. They really they really got deals, you know. This is my favorite one though. This is a silver coin. It's the silver element on the periodic table, but it's like designed like a cryptocurrency. You see, it says most used, decentralized, and anonymous. The original cryptocurrency. You feel me? But this is made by Silver Shield. Shout out to the greatest truth never told. He's the one that put me on and made it such a dire. He was one giving out dire warnings to buy silver and what's about to happen. Basically, we are living in a generational debt-based fiat Ponzi scheme, which is about to collapse. And they know it because then they're just going to keep printing money because they know that there's no stopping it at this point. So they're just going to go all in. Oh, I like this one too. This is the Federal Reserve, a.k.a. Den of Thieves. Not federal, not reserves. Kind of reminds me of that Jesus scripture where Jesus went in to cleanse the temple, and he said, "You guys are turning my father's house into a den of thieves," and he threw out all the money changers. That's what we need to do. We need to end the Fed. Then I have this one. No lie gets to the other side. Yeah, that's one of the greatest truths never told. That's one of his favorite sayings. No lie will get to the other side. When this economy collapses, the only thing that is going to survive maybe precious metals and XRP, because we've heard Brad Garlinghouse say that 90% of all cryptocurrencies are going to go to zero. How would they know that unless they knew that was a part of the plan? And you have Joe Biden out here printing a whole bunch of stimulus and destroying pipelines, which the dollar is a part of. You have to have dollars to buy oil, but that's being changed in the world as we speak. And so I think that you need to get some precious metals, some silver, possibly some gold. I need to get my goal is to get at least 1 ounce of gold. But yeah, this is about like, you see, this is about like 40 ounces of silver. And I just got 50 more in the mail yesterday. So I have about almost 100 ounces of silver as my insurance policy. And so if XRP goes to zero, all the money in the stock market is going to be running into precious metals. Or, as the stock market collapses, 90% of cryptocurrencies collapse. That money is going to be running scared in the cryptocurrency and precious metals and anything else that has value as the dollar goes to zero. They'll probably run into the dollar first. That's what people do when they get scared. But as they realize that Joe Biden is going to print $6 trillion in stimulus, they'll realize that the dollar is not safe either. And so they'll have no other choice but to run to precious metals, which we're already seeing a silver shortage right now. They're saying there's a silver shortage. They'll run to gold. Mike Maloney is calling for a $50,000 ounce of gold. 50,000. It's currently 1,900 right now. I need to get at least one before it hits 50K. And they'll run into cryptocurrency. Once regulation comes in full force, we get that regulatory clarity, and they send XRP to the moon, people will be running to get a piece of XRP because they'll realize that CBDCs with negative interest rates that are coming are shitcoins. Shit, they might not even let people get XRP because it was made for financial institutions. They don't really care about the retail investor. They cut access off to you guys buying XRP without even thinking about it, So yeah, get some precious metals. It's very important. Look at Venezuela. When their currency hyperinflated, I think silver went to like 1 million bolivars per ounce. Can you imagine if 1 ounce of silver was like $1 million per ounce based on the hyperinflation? That would be crazy. I heard back in the day, 1 ounce of silver could buy you 45 acres of land. I may be able to buy a house with this in the future. The price of silver has been rising, though. They say it's like $27 an ounce. So, and I'm hearing about $50 an ounce by the end of the year. So you better get you some. This is your boy RPU. Yeah, so if the economy collapses and I don't have nothing left but this silver, I may be able to use this to purchase a plane ticket and get out the country if shit hits the fan. Just something to think about, man. This country is fucked. The dollar is fucked. If you got any opinions about this video, let me know in the comments. This is RPU. I'm out. Let me come back with a PS for that ass. Joe Biden is planning to raise capital gains tax to 43%, right? He's raising that on everything, stocks and crypto. And so I think it's important to have some precious metals because it's untraceable. You need to have some type of value that's untraceable because everything in cryptocurrency is traceable on the blockchain. And you need to have something that you can move with anonymous, whether that's silver, gold, Monero, or whatever. You need to have privacy. You need to have something that you can move with without being detected. I think that's important in this time because Joe Biden is planning to take everything from you. They watching. They trying to pass laws to monitor cryptocurrency transactions over 10,000, and they're trying to figure out a way to hack into people's cold wallets so they could just take people's money out whenever they want to. But currently, they say it's getting harder and harder because there's multiple wallets and you have some with 12 keywords and some with 24 keywords. So it's not a one-size-fit-all thing that they can crack. But if they do crack it, it's not going to be good. And that's why you need to have you an insurance policy. Hold on, where is that? Oh yeah, that's that silver. Shout out to Silver Shield once again, the greatest truth never told. Silver is money, and that's what they don't want you to realize. Silver is money. The dollar is dead. It's not backed by anything. It was backed by gold till they took us off the gold standard. But now it's just a piece of paper backed by the energy, and the tax money of the citizens of the United States. We're all debt slaves. And silver is your way to get out of the system, to have something outside of the system, basically. And once hyperinflation kicks in, you're gonna have silver. You'll probably go to an auction as the housing market collapses. You'll go to an auction and say, "Hey, I'd like to purchase that house, please." With this ounce of silver, you feel me? Or something, or just, in case of emergency, everything collapses, you don't have nothing to trade, you can trade silver for food. You could trade silver for like a couple chickens. A couple chickens will lay you some eggs every day. You'll have some eggs to eat every day, But as the dollar goes down, silver will hold its purchasing power, and its purchasing power will go up. And with $6 trillion in stimulus, silver is going to go to the moon. And we seeing shortages. Silver is going to the moon and back to the moon. Man. So get you some precious metals, protect yourself. You know, like I said, my portfolio was like 90-10. 90% crypto, 10% precious metals. And if you can, try to get you an ounce of gold. This is RPU. I'm out.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I got a really great article, classic silver porn. You know, anytime I can show a chart going to $900 silver, it gets me excited. But this has been a long, drawn-out battle, one in which I've been engaged with since, 2005, since I sold my house at the end of the last housing bubble. I'm in the process of selling my house at the end of this housing bubble, and I went all in on physical silver because I saw that all the world's wealth was built up on debt, unsustainable, immoral debt, and that there was very few asset classes that were immune to it. In fact, there was very few asset classes that did not benefit from it unless you got into silver. And that's where I've been, since 2005. Obviously, I've walked my talk for a very long time. I've not only, left the business that I was in, went into this business, and aligned my passion and my talents with my career, and it's turned into a much bigger thing. But I'm so happy about it because it's one of the few jobs that I can go to and be like very proud that I'm actually doing something to wake people up, to do something fun and create stuff that's going to be around for hundreds of years. And so when I see this, I know that we're on the right path. I've known all along that this global generational debt-based fiat Ponzi scheme is going to collapse, that the financial, spiritual, emotional, psychological, historical ramifications of that will be the single largest event in human history, and that the people that can see it coming, prepare for it, get into physical silver ahead of time, will be the ones that will be the meek that inherit the earth, and that will go about creating true generational wealth for all that they know and all that they care about. But how do we get from $14 silver to saving the world? Well, this will kind of give you the idea of how that happens in the real world. So the chart that I wanted to start off with is this. And again, I am not with all these technical Fibonacci trading. We don't live in a free market economy that I think anybody can use that reliably. All this is constant interventions by central banks into all markets. People go, oh, how does silver stay at $14? If all that you say is true, Chris, how does the silver stay at $14? Well, they spend $5 trillion a year in paper silver contracts on an annually mined $15 billion a year silver mining globally. So they just throw trillions on top of billions, and not every ounce of silver goes through the COMEX. So the scale is beyond. The point is that at some point, they won't be able to do that anymore. Whether that happens from a global economic collapse, World War III, whatever, at some point, the illusion ceases to be profitable and people will get into their animal instincts and throw everything that they have at getting something real. When the stocks are getting destroyed, the purchasing power of the currency is getting destroyed, when nations are getting destroyed, people will want real, tangible wealth. No paper promises, no pay you on Tuesday. This will be the animal instincts that will kick in. And it will go down Exeter's pyramid into the most safest and liquid form of assets that are out there. And it will go from the worst digital illusions of wealth, the cryptos, the derivatives, the stocks, the bonds, real estate, all those things go down into cash. But when they realize that this financial crisis is about the war on cash, and that the dollar is what the main attack is going to be on, they'll want to get out of dollars. And then where will they go to? Are they going to go into the SDR, Facebook cryptocurrency that's $half and then filled with other currencies that also have generational global problems, debt problems? No. They'll go into gold, which already is a $2.4 trillion market, And when people realize, the average person out there realizes, oh, gold's now $5,000, $4,000, they're going to go, try going to your wife and saying, here's $4,000 and here's this little teeny coin that we got. When in reality, and I know for a fact, all these people will eventually go, oh God, silver, look at how cheap it is. Oh, it has industrial uses. Oh, it's rarer than gold. Oh, why am I not buying all of it? That's when we're going to go. And this is where this chart is going to represent. And it should, in theory, happen very quickly, because once the illusion is broken, the animal instincts of the market will kick in, and we'll see a rush past these numbers. So I'm hoping that it started, Wednesday when we were on the verge of World War III and Trump backed out. But at very close intervals, I would imagine that $26 silver is probably the next important line that we have to get to. That's where, we had that big breakout up to 50 last time. And that's when I would finally start saying, okay, we're in a true bull market for silver. This whole time period since 2011, it's over. It is now a new reality where people start to realize, and it's not just individual investors that are going to go, oh, silver. Think about the corporations with their billion-dollar market caps like Apple and Tesla and all these other companies out there starting to realize, we're into a period of humanity where the industrial goods, the rare earth metals, the things that our companies' valuations are built off of, are in short demand. You don't think Apple's out there with $250 billion of cash wouldn't throw $1 billion on the market to secure as much silver as they could if they felt that was something that they had to worry about? Or what about the nations? Now we actually have a huge divide between China and the United States and who's on whose side. And they're going to have an economic, military, spiritual war against each other. Who's not going to want physical silver? So that's when I think at $26 silver, you'll start to see guys like, all the YouTube guys here getting hammered up and being happy about, silver's starting to rise and finally doing what it should be doing this whole time. And we'll get more excited. And we're the ones that are going to jam up the mints. That's when premiums are going to rise. That's when delivery times are going to get extended. That's where the risk of silver starting to be shipped through mail starts getting difficult. These are all the things that are going to happen before the average people, before your friends and family go, oh, I remember you buying silver 10 years ago. Oh, now it's popular again. Oh, tell me about it. And then they start going into it like they did with these cryptos, just throwing money at it because they don't know what else to do. That's when we're going to plow through $50 silver, which is already at a ridiculously low level in real terms. Like $50 silver now is not the same $50 silver in 1980. There's probably 10 times, 20 times more physical money, debt money out there than it was back in the 80s, maybe even more than that. I'm sure if you did a real inflation-adjusted number of that $50 silver back then, it's probably $900 silver right now, which is where we're going next. That's what happens with these trades. They keep going up until they get to the period up there. So then the next question is, I had somebody go, oh, Chris, what will you do when we have $900 silver? I will hold. It's not the end of it. $900 silver is not the place to plant the flag and go, oh, that's it. Never going to go higher. Because at that point, that's when the hyperinflation, I think, is going to kick in. When it becomes ridiculous on all levels that all things will be destroyed. And that's where I think that it's going to be very difficult for a lot of people to see. And the reason why I lay this out is because when the time does come, I want you to have all this time before. Yeah, dream about $900 silver and what you're going to do with it while it's at $14, because I tell you what, the more time and patience that you put into the world that you want to create and how you're going to get there, that's where I think it's going to be the most important thing to do. Because I can tell you what, there's going to be a lot of people here go, oh, $50 silver, I'm out. And they'll miss this huge run to 900. And there's going to be people at 900 go, I'm out. And they'll miss the hyperinflation and absolutely be devastated. Like, if you sold silver at $900 Bolivar in Venezuela, guess what? You're broke. You're eating rats. Because they kept pumping more currency out there and you didn't have any real tangible wealth. You hold the silver until there's a new economic, political order out there. What that turns into, I don't know. Are we going to get Mark of the Beast? Probably. But you have to hold your wealth through that period into whatever the next financial paradigm is. where there is a stable currency out there, where the governments are not at war with each other, where governments are actually interested in getting rid of land, unproductive land, to individuals who are going to do something with it. That's where you hold your silver to. So I hope all these 1,700 videos, the 600 Silver Shield designs that I've done, I hope that this ends up turning into something amazing on the other side. That people actually, lives are changed, that their generational wealth is changed because individuals were consciously aware about the immoral and unsustainable paradigm that we're living in and took the time and effort and patience to invest and think and create something better on the other side.